Hello, everyone. Thank you for being with me today. I'm just getting everything set up. Just let me know at any point if you can't hear me or you can't see me. Please let me know, and we will fix that before we start. But we will be starting very soon. I'm going to start very soon, so that I know we're a few minutes behind schedule. We were supposed to start about 7 minutes ago, and we're going to start in about 1 more minute. But we will be getting started. I just want to make sure that everybody's system is working okay. I'm here just getting myself set up, making sure that I have everything that I need in order to deliver the lesson today. All right. So I'm getting a thumbs up from someone saying that they are good. Let me see who else is here. So Mariela, Mariana, Katia, thank you for being with us. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started because I don't want to delay you anymore. And today we are going to do the advanced course. I'm going to do the advanced course 5, so the 5th class for the advanced course. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now with you so that you can see the PowerPoint that I'm going to show you today. And if there are any questions as we go through the PowerPoint, please let me know. Let me know if there's any questions as we go through it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to change the date really quick on this because it should be the 20th. That is today. Okay. And I'm going to start with a review of what we did last time in the advanced class, and we did a lot last time actually. So we did the present continuous tense, and we did that in negative and in question form. We also did the past continuous tense, and we did that in negative and in question form as well. Okay, so we had so those were the lessons from last time. And we started with the present continuous tense, and I gave you 5 sentences as examples, correct? So these were the 5 sentences that I gave you last week, and they're all the present continuous tense using the verb to be and then the main verb in the ing form. So we have the ballerinas are dancing on the stage. The sun is beginning to shine brightly. The English students are working very hard. The teachers are preparing their lessons. The parents are looking for their children. So those were the 5 sentences that I gave you last week, and they were our examples of the present continuous tense. Then I also gave you the same sentences, but I gave them to you in the negative form. And I used contractions because we practiced contractions a few weeks ago. So you know the contractions already. So I did contractions right away, and I gave you negative. And what we had were the following. These were the examples from last week. We had the ballerinas aren't dancing on the stage. The sun isn't beginning to shine brightly. The English students aren't working very hard. The teachers aren't preparing their lessons. And the parents aren't looking for their children. So those were the ones that we did last week. Those are our examples of the present continuous tense in the negative form. And then we proceeded to the present continuous tense in the question form. And what I did was I took the same 5 sentences and I changed them, or I converted them into the question form. So for example, are the ballerinas dancing on the stage? Is the sun beginning to shine brightly? Are the English students working very hard? Are the teachers preparing their lessons? Are the parents looking for their children? So those were the 5 examples there. We took the verb to be, we put it in the beginning, right before the subject, and that made it a question, okay? So that was that part. We also worked on the past continuous tense last week. And what I did for the past continuous tense, I gave you new sentences, right? And I took the verb to be and I made it in the past form, and the main verb still has an ing form, okay? So for the past tense, for the past continuous tense, the verb to be is in the past, and the main verb is in ing form. The main verb is going to be in ing form. So these were the examples, or the 5 sentences that I gave you last week. The baseball players were dancing on the field, right? Were is the past tense. The clouds were beginning to separate, okay? The band was taking a short break. The director was evaluating the teacher. The children were asking for their parents, okay? So those were the 5 examples of the past continuous tense. All right. And then I gave you the negative, right? So with the negative, you're going to do the same thing that we did with the present continuous. In the past continuous, we're going to do a contraction with the verb to be and not. And here's the 5 sentences that I use as examples, right? So it's the same sentences from before, but now they're in the negative and we're using a contraction. So for example, we have the baseball players weren't dancing on the field. The clouds weren't beginning to separate. The band wasn't taking a short break. The director wasn't evaluating the teacher. And the children weren't asking for their parents. Okay? So those were our examples of the past continuous tense in negative. Okay, and every single one has a contraction. And then the last thing that we did is we did question, right? So we did the past continuous tense in question form. And same thing that we did last time. You take the verb to be, you put it in the beginning of the sentence, right? Put it in the beginning, and you're at a question mark at the end, right? So here we have the questions. Were the baseball players dancing on the field? Were the clouds beginning to separate? Was the band taking a short break? Was the director evaluating the teacher? Were the children asking for their parents? And there you have the 5 questions. So that's the past continuous tense in question form. And that's what we did last week. Okay. So that's all the review from last week. And now we're going to start today's class. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you about a minute. Let me know if you have any questions about last week's class, or if there's anything that you want me to go over again before I move on to today's lesson. Okay? So I'll give you about a minute to do that. And in the meantime, I'm going to be checking the chat to make sure that there's no, that there aren't any particular questions that you have pertaining or having to do with last week's lesson. Okay? So I'll let you guys review that. And also, you should have all of these in your notes. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to share a link that's going to give you a lot of the videos. I'm going to share a link that's going to give you a lot of the videos that. Okay, I'm going to share a link that's going to give you a lot of the videos that that we've looked at in the past. So you'll be able to review most of them. So that's ready for you, and you will get it today. Okay. So I don't see any questions. So I think that means we are okay to move on. So with that said, I'm going to move on to lesson 5, which is going to show us the future continuous tense and the simple present. The simple present, I think we know. The future continuous tense is new, but it's going to be good for us to review both of these in today's lesson before we move on to more complicated things. The good thing about today's class is that you're going to get a nice long list of new vocabulary words, and I'm very excited to share those with you because I want you guys to get more and more vocabulary. And I think some of these words, I mean, a lot of them you know already, but some of them might be new, okay? So let's get started with the future continuous tense. Oh, I'm also going to give you that list of verbs at the end that I was just talking about. So that's another item there. But getting started with the future continuous tense, what you're going to see on your screen, you're going to see 5 sentences. And for today's lesson, I'm going to have you guys practicing with me right away. Okay? So it's not so much a lecture, but it's more practice because I think these are things that we know. So look at number 1. I want you to look at number 1. And I want you to change it to the present, to the future continuous tense using the verb that's in parentheses. What I want you to give me, I want you to give me the answer. If you know the answer, I want you to put the answer in the chat. I'm going to read it. If you arrive at 7 p.m., we blank already. What you're going to give me is the future continuous tense. And I'll give you a hint. There's going to be 3 words in that line. 3 words, three verbs, I should say, in that line will make the future continuous tense. What would be the answer? I'm going to see if somebody can give me that answer. If you arrive at 7 p.m., we blank already. Give me the future continuous tense. Remember, continuous, that means that the main verb is going to have to be ing. Okay? You should definitely have the verb to be in there, right? And there's going to be an additional verb, right, that's going to help you make the sentence future. Close. So I see one answer. Will is going to make it future tense. You want the verb to be in the regular form. We will be, and then the verb in ing. We will be eating. That's how you say it. So there's the answer there on the screen. If you arrive at 7 p.m., we will be eating already. That's future continuous. I'm going to say it in Spanish so you understand what I'm reading, but then that's the only one I'm going to do in Spanish because we're advanced, so we don't do a lot of Spanish here, right? But the first one, what that says is, si tú llegas a las 7 de la noche, vamos a decir, a las 7 p.m., nosotros vamos a estar comiendo ya. That's what it means. We'll be eating. Vamos a estar comiendo. All right? That's all of these sentences have that same significance of in the future, we're going to be doing this. Okay? What about number 2? So you have number 1 as a good example. Let's do number 2. At 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, they blank breakfast, and you're using the verb have. What would be the answer? I'm going to wait to see somebody give me the answer there. All right. At 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, they blank breakfast. So what would be the answer? Remember, you need the verb that makes it future, you need the verb to be, and you need the main verb in ing form. So follow that outline. At 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, they blank breakfast. What would be the answer there? Okay, so I have an answer here. You don't have to write the whole sentence. You can just give the answer. At 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, they are going to be having breakfast. You can say it that way. It's a little too long, though. There's an easier way, an easier, quicker way. Most people will say it the quicker way. So they're going to be having, it's a little long. It's just a long way to say it, right? So there's an easier way. At 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, they will be having breakfast, right? So that, if you see it, will makes it future. You need, and then you do the future continuous, right? Will is the future. Then you do, just like when we do these continuous tenses, the verb to be in its regular form, be, right? Not am, not are, not past, were, or was, but just the verb to be in its simplest form, which is actually be. Will be, and then the main verb, ing, will be having. Try to use that same format when you do all of these sentences. We're kind of just repeating the format, okay? Because this is the way most people will say it, only because it's shorter, it's quicker, it's to the point, and it's correct, okay? So let's do number 3. If you call me at 6 p.m., I blank a shower. And the verb, the main verb, is take. If you call me at 6 p.m., I blank a shower. Okay, what would be the answer to say that in the future continuous? Okay, if you call me at 6 p.m., I blank a shower. There we go. So we have an answer. That is correct. Both those answers are correct. So if you call me at 6 p.m., I will be taking a shower. What does that mean? Si tú me llamas a las 6 de la noche o 6 de la tarde, yo voy a estar tomando una ducha. O un baño. Voy a estar tomando un baño. Una ducha. You see it? Okay, let's do number 4. I'm gonna make a quick change. Voy a hacer un arreglo bien rápido. Don't call us. So that should be us. All right. Let's do number 4. Don't call us between noon and 2 o'clock because we blank ready. Don't call us between noon and 2 o'clock because we blank ready. What would be the answer for number 4? Future continuous tense. I see an answer there. Good. Don't call us between noon and 2 o'clock because we will be getting ready. We will be getting ready. Excellent. I think we have the hang of it. Future continuous tense is will to make it future, the verb to be in the simple form, be, and the main verb in ing. Don't call us between noon and 2 o'clock because we will be getting ready. And what about the last one? What about the last one? On Sunday, we blank for a few hours. On Sunday, we blank for a few hours. I see an answer there. And that looks good. On Sunday, we will be driving for a few hours. Okay, very good. I'm going to make a quick change. And in the meantime, I want you to look at all of these sentences and let me know if there's anything you don't understand, any word or sentence that doesn't make sense, or even if you want some pronunciation. If there's some pronunciation help that you need with something, let me know. If you're copying it, just give me one quick second because I need to fix it back. Okay. I just want to fix that us, which I just did. Okay. There you have it. So there you have all five answers back. I'm going to read it one time, and then I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask some questions in case you have any questions before I go on to the next slide. If you arrive at 7 p.m., we will be eating already. At 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, they will be having breakfast. If you call me at 6 p.m., I will be taking a shower. Don't call us between noon and 2 o'clock because we will be getting ready. On Sunday, we will be driving for a few hours. Okay. There you have it. Any questions? All right, if there's no questions, we're going to move on to some more examples, okay? So here we have 5 more examples of the future continuous tense. And we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to read. You're going to give me the correct answer on the chat, and then I'm going to show you the correct answer and read it. So number 1, if you come this evening, we blank cards in the living room. If you come this evening, we blank cards in the living room. What will we be doing? What is it that we're going to be doing? If you come this evening, we blank cards in the living room. What's the future continuous tense? Only the answer, though. You don't have to write the whole sentence. Just the answer is fine. Right, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. What am I going to be doing? I'm going to be playing. We will be playing cards. We will be playing cards in the living room. That's the correct answer. Very good. Number 2. At 7 p.m. tomorrow night, they blank a movie together. What are they going to be doing? At 7 p.m. tomorrow night, they blank a movie together. What are they going to be doing? Right, at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, they will be watching a movie together. There you go. So they're going to be watching, or they will be watching, right? They will be watching a movie together. And you could say they're going to be, that's okay too, a little longer. It's not wrong, but this is the shorter way. And that's the way that we're practicing today, right? So they will be watching a movie together. What about number 3? If you call me after midnight, I blank and will not pick up the phone. If you call me after midnight, I blank and will not pick up the phone. What am I going to be doing? Well, if you call me after midnight, I will be sleeping and will not pick up the phone. I will be sleeping and will not pick up the phone. So I'm going to take a short, maybe 30-second break. I know some people are copying. So if you're copying, I want you to copy. If you have questions about vocabulary, ask me questions. Don't give me the answer to number 4 yet. Wait for me. But if you have questions, ask questions. If you're copying, this is a good time to copy. I'll give you a couple seconds just to catch up because these sentences are a little long. And I'm making them longer on purpose. I want you to start seeing longer sentences in these advanced classes, right? It's very important to start seeing some of these longer sentences. All right, here we go. Number 4. Don't pass by tomorrow afternoon since blank our family in the city. Don't pass by tomorrow afternoon since blank our family in the city. And there should be a we there, since we blank our family in the city. So give me the answer with we. What will be the answer there? What are we going to be doing? Don't pass by tomorrow afternoon since we blank. We will be visiting. Exactly. Yeah, we will be visiting our family in the city. So I have to put that we there. I'll put it after I'm done with number 5. But just know that there should be, since we will be visiting, we definitely want that we there, right? Okay, number 5. Next month, we blank in Mexico. Be careful. This word in parentheses, vacation, that's a verb. Even though it can also be a noun, it's a verb though. So what will be the answer? Next month, we blank in Mexico. What would be the answer there? We blank in Mexico. What are we going to be doing? Very good. We will be vacationing. We're going to be vacationing in Mexico. We are going to be vacationing in Mexico. Very nice. Give me 2 quick seconds just to add that we there. If you didn't add that we, you should, but I'll show it to you now again so that you see it, okay? All right. There you go. I'm going to read it one more time. And if you have any questions, if you need vocabulary or sentence, if there's a sentence you don't understand or any pronunciation, let me know, and I'm going to read these 5. If you come this evening, we will be playing cards in the living room. So that one should actually have an S on it. I'm going to change that as well. At 7 p.m. tomorrow night, they will be watching a movie together. If you call me after midnight, I will be sleeping and will not pick up the phone. Don't pass by tomorrow afternoon, since we will be visiting our family in the city. Next month, we will be vacationing in Mexico. All right, so there you have it. Let me know if there's any questions, any vocabulary that we need, any pronunciation that we need, any sentences that we don't understand. Okay, and then this up here, number 1, we're going to change that to cards. We will be playing cards. So we are going to change that to cards. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. The first one had it, but the second one did not. So I don't know what happened there, how it got lost, but now it has it. Okay. So there we go. Okay, I'll give you about another 30 seconds to a minute to finish copying these examples here, and to ask any questions that you might have. After this slide, we will be done with the future continuous tense. And we're going to move on to the simple present. We're going to move on to some examples with the simple present. That's what I'm going to give you today. And then after that, I'm going to give you some brand new verbs, a good amount of verbs for you to look at. I think most you'll know. Some will be new. Okay, so I don't see any questions there. So I think everybody is okay. If there's any questions at any point, okay, I do have one. So the question is a very good question. What's better? We will be, or I will be going, or so there's two ways to say these, right? With the going or just will. Like I'm going to be. That's that way. I'm going to be. So for example, look at number one. I'm going to be playing, or we are going to be playing cards. Number two, they are going to be watching a movie. Number three, I am going to be sleeping. Number four, we are going to be visiting. Number five, we are going to be vacationing. That's one way, and you can say it that way. It's not wrong. It's grammatically correct, and it is used. So they're both okay, and you want to know both of them. However, this one, will be visiting, will be vacationing, will be sleeping, is shorter. So especially when you're talking, or when people are talking to you, it's natural to say it the shorter way. So you'll hear it more this way in when people are talking. You also want to say it this way more. Going to be vacationing. It's so much longer to say it that way. You're just using more words, even though it's grammatically correct. It's just another way to say it. Okay, so they're both right, but in communication, in talking, in speaking, I would say that you want to use will be ing verb more in speaking, and even in writing, but you want to know both ways. You want to know both ways, but you want to use the way that I'm showing you. You want to use it this way when talking and when writing more, only because it's a shorter way of saying it. You're not using as many words to say it. Okay, but the other way is good too, and you should be you should know how to do both, right? Going to be playing, going to be watching, going to be sleeping, going to be visiting, going to be vacationing. Learn it both ways. Okay. All right. So now we're going to move on to a simple present tense. Hopefully that answered your question, Katya. Let me know if it didn't, but hopefully that answers the question. You're welcome. Very good. All right. So now we're in the simple present tense, and you guys, I think you know this. I really do. Third person singular, the verb gets an S. That's the rule. Third person singular, the verb gets an S. Remember that. So what's the answer to number one? Only the answer. You don't have to give me the whole sentence. On weekdays, we always blank dinner at 7 p.m. at night. What would be the answer? Simple present tense. You got to look at the subject. If it's third person singular, the verb gets an S at the end. If it's not third person singular, you leave the verb the way it is. So what's the answer to number one? Simple present. On weekdays, we always blank dinner at 7 p.m. at night. What is the answer? And that is the correct answer. Yeah, on weekdays, we always have dinner at 7 p.m. at night. Number two, they blank breakfast every morning before 8 o'clock, right? So we look at the subject. Subject is they. So what is the answer? This is a simple present. So with the simple present, we're not going to use the verb to be. You're not going to use the verb to be. So no verb to be. So number two is correct. They eat breakfast every morning at 8 o'clock. So yeah, the verb stays the same. Number three, third person singular. Now the verb changes. Now it changes. The boy. The boy is he, right? So the boy blank a shower every night before he goes to bed. So now you want third person singular. So what would be the answer? Oh, that's all right. That's how we learn. No worries. No worries. We're doing good though. So what would be the answer for number 3? Yeah, you add the S. The boy takes a shower every night before he goes to bed. So you want to add an S to the end. The boy takes a shower every night before he goes to bed. Number 4, she blank ready for work every morning before the children wake up. She blank ready for work every morning before the children wake up. And that is correct. She gets ready for work every morning before the children wake up. She gets ready for work every morning before the children wake up. And what about number 5? My family blank to the beach every summer. Family. My family blank to the beach every summer. Is my family third person singular or not? That's the question. Okay, we have one answer there. My family is only one family. It's only one family. Only one. It is it, right? So even though a family can be made up of a lot of people, it is only one family. So it is singular, and it is third person. So what's the answer? Good. Family is third person singular. It is it. So it would change to my family drives to the beach every summer. Okay. Yep. There you go. So don't forget that. Family, even though it's made up of a group of people, right? It's not just one person. The word family is singular. It is only one. So my family drives to the beach every summer. Now, if it were our families drive, now if it was more than one family, families, then it would be drive with no S. All right, so there you have it, guys. So there we have our first 5 examples for the simple present tense. I'm going to read it one more time, and I'll let you guys ask questions on the chat while I read it, and then I'll move on to the next 5 sentences. So here we have it. On weekdays, we always have dinner at 7 p.m. at night. Number 2, they eat breakfast every morning before 8 o'clock. Number 3, the boy takes a shower every night before he goes to bed. Number 4, she gets ready for work every morning before the children wake up. Number 5, my family drives to the beach every summer. And we have a question. If you want to replace family with a pronoun, my family would be it. It. Even though I don't know if people would replace it with it though, but I mean that's the form it would take. I guess they, but not really, because then that means family would be plural. It's not plural; it's singular. If you're talking, yes, you're gonna say they, but my family is a singular subject. So it is not the same as they. But if you're talking and you're referring to your family, yes, you would say they. You wouldn't say it. So if you say, my family is great, you would say they are great, right? But be careful. Remember that for grammar rules, family is singular. All right, good. All right, so let's go to the next 5. So here we go. Number 1, the teacher blank her students to study every night. What is the answer? The teacher blank her students to study every night. Very good. The teacher asks her students to study every night. Number 2, the students blank a video related to the class every week. The students blank a video related to the class every week. Very good. The students watch a video related to the class every week. Number 3, Robert often blank late on Fridays and Saturdays. Robert often blank late on Fridays and Saturdays. Robert is third person singular. Often is frequency, so often does not affect the verb. Robert often sleeps late on Fridays and Saturdays. Yes, that's correct. Rose and Daniel blank their parents every weekend. Rose and Daniel blank their parents every weekend. What will be the answer there? Rose and Daniel blank their parents every weekend. Very good. Rose and Daniel visit their parents every weekend. And number 5, our family members blank together whenever they get the chance. Our family members blank together whenever they get the chance. Very good. They vacation together. This time it's members, so it is plural. Our family members vacation together whenever they get the chance. So there you have it. I'm going to read it one more time. I'm going to wait for questions on the chat. Anything you need, let me know. The teacher asks her students to study every night. The students watch a video related to the class every week. Robert often sleeps late on Fridays and Saturdays. Rose and Daniel visit their parents every weekend. Our family members vacation together whenever they get the chance. Okay? Are there any questions? Okay. I'm going to move on to the next slide. I'm going to give you guys some vocabulary. And this vocabulary is going to be verbs. It's going to be a good amount of verbs. I want you to copy them. I want you to copy all of the verbs down. and ask me if there's any verbs that you don't understand. Okay. All right. So it looks like we're doing good. All right. Here is your list of verbs, and I'm going to give you your list of verbs one by one. And if there's any verb that you need the definition or the translation, let me know. And also listen for the pronunciation. Okay. First verb is practice. Practice. Second verb is need. Need. Want. Want. Cry. Cry. Ask. Ask. Touch. Touch. Visit. Visit. Play. Play. Wait. Wait. So there you have the first group of verbs. Practice, need, want, cry, ask, touch, visit, play, and wait. Second group, work. Work. Walk. Walk. Live. Live. Try. Try. Smoke. Smoke. Kill. Kill. Dance. Dance. Clean. Clean. Help. Help. So there you have your second group of verbs. And all these verbs are in the simple present without the s. So a good practice would be to change them to have an s. How they would work in the third person singular. Aside from knowing the verbs, you wanna know how to change them to the third person singular, which is something that we will study moving forward, but it's good to practice now. So if you were to have a subject in the third person singular, how would these verbs change? You want to know that too, aside from the definition. Hopefully you understand all of these so far, but we still got a lot more to go. So let's do the third line of verbs. And we're going to start with the first one, which is talk. Talk. Travel. Travel. enjoy, enjoy, like, like, love, love, listen, listen, answer, answer, comment, comment, decide, decide, so there you have the third list. Make sure you understand all of them. If you need anything, let me know. We still have a few more lists to go. So we have a few more to go. Hopefully none of them repeat, but I think that every single one is unique. So we should be all right. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do the fourth list of verbs. Complete. Complete. Change. Change. Close. Close. Open. Open. Finish. Finish. Begin. Begin. Start. Start. End. End. Jump. Jump. So that's your fourth list. We're going to move on right away to the fifth list. And we're going to start with fall. Fall. Duck. Duck. Hop. Hop. Lay. Lay. Come. Come. Chase. Chase. Prepare. Prepare. Think. Think. Thank. Thank. Do we know all the verbs so far? Do you need the definition for any of these verbs? Do you need to know what they mean? Do you want them translated? All right, we have two. Duck. When you duck down, you bend over. Maybe something's going to hit you on the head, so you duck. To duck in Spanish means abajarse. All right? No bajarse, pero abajarse. Como si algo te va a pegar y tú te bajas para que no te dé. You duck. Okay? Te bajas. That's duck. Chase es cazar, correr detrás de algo con la intención de atraparlo o agarrarlo. Chase. Cazar. Cazar algo, correr detrás de algo con la intención de agarrarlo. Y duck, abajarse. Agacharse. Thank you, Katia. Agacharse. That's duck. To duck is agacharse. Good. That's it. Any other questions? All right. All right. Lay. Recostarse. Acostarse or recostarse. Think of lay down. I need to lay down. You want to lay down. I'm tired. I want to relax. I want to lay down on the couch. I want to lay down on my bed. Okay? I'm going to lay down on the floor. Lay down. Acostarse. Yeah, acostarse. Okay? Lay. All right. Any others? Here we go. Vacation. Vacation. Deliver. Deliver. Change. Change. Read. Read. Write. Write. Study. Study. Memorize. Memorize. Drive. Drive. Ride. Ride. Okay, so those are the next ones. I see a question. Hop. Hop is saltar, right? Hop on one foot, saltar en un pie, hop in one foot. Hop on one foot. Hop on one foot, or hop or hopping. Hopping es saltando. Hop es saltar. Okay, so that's that word, hop. Take a look at the other ones. Make sure that there's no other questions with the other new ones either. Let me know if you need anything with the other ones. All right. So let's move on to the next list. Let's move on to the next list. And we start with enter. Enter. Exit. Exit. Purchase. Purchase. Search. Search. Lose. Lose. Exercise. Exercise. Believe. Believe. Dream. Dream. And wish. Wish. All right, so we have another question. If jump and hop are synonymous. I don't think so. No, I don't. Jump is translated in Spanish como brincar, and hop is translated in Spanish como saltar. I don't know if they're the same, right? I have the idea of jump to be like an action that's higher in the air, while hopping is something that kind of children do, you know, like when they're playing a game. That's the idea that I get. So to me, jump is like, jumping high in the air. Maybe you're playing a sport and you're jumping. Hop is like maybe children are playing or skipping or hopping. It's more playful, more juvenile, I think, the word hop as opposed to the word jump. So I think there is a difference between the two. Let me know if that makes sense, or if you need me to clarify. All right. So let's go on to the last one. Forget. Forget. Worry. Worry. Yell. Yell. Whisper. Whisper. Scream. Scream. Speak. Speak. Whistle. Whistle. Look. Look. See. See. All right, there you have them. I told you I was going to give you a lot of words. Well, there you have a lot of words. You have a lot of verbs. Okay, make sure that you understand them all. Make sure that there are no specific or particular questions that you might have. Okay, so we do have a couple of questions that over here. Yell, whisper, scream, and whistle. Yell is gritar or vocear. Scream. Scream and yell are synonymous. When you scream or you yell, that's synonymous, right? Gritando, voceando. That would be yell. So think of scream. Scream, well, you have scream as well. So vocear o gritar, ¿verdad? Entonces sería yell and scream. Those two, right? Whisper, hablar bien bajito. I don't recall the word, but I'll give you the Spanish word right now. Just let me look at my personal translator. There is a word in Spanish for whisper, but it's when you talk very, very low. Maybe you only want one person to hear you, so you whisper in their ear. Susurro, un susurro. That's a whisper, okay? Whistle is pitar, right? So pitar, that's a whistle. And that's it, right? So yell and scream. If somebody's angry and they're yelling, they'll yell or they'll scream, right? And then a whisper is a susurrar, right? So that's like, right? So they're whispering in your ear. Whistle, pitar, pitar, right? So there you have it. So we have yell, whisper, scream, and whistle. Any others that we don't know? Let me know if there's anything else that you want to, let me know if there's any others that you want to go to. Any other questions? All right, so if there's no other questions, we're going to finish up. I'm going to give you some homework. I'm going to send this to your email, so you don't have to worry about copying them. But I'll tell you what the homework is. I'll tell you what the homework is. You're going to write the following sentences correctly. The first four are in the future continuous tense, and the last four are in the simple present tense. and you want to do the same practice that we did today in class, you're going to do the same practice and you're going to send me the answers, and then I'll send you the correct responses soon after so that you can check your work. But I do want you to send me the answers. I'm not going to send you the correct responses if you don't try and send me the answers, okay? So that's what the homework is. You don't have to copy this. I'm going to send it to your email tonight, so you'll have it tonight, okay? All right, that's our website there. We're going to end there. I will ask if there's any final questions, and I'll wait a few minutes to see if there's any final questions. I will thank everyone for being here today. Thank you very much for being here. All right, you guys did a wonderful job today. We had a lot of words. Some of the things that we were working on were okay. It was things that we worked on before in the beginning, but at least with the words, I knew we would see some new words in there. So I was very excited to show you those words so that we can build our vocabulary. It's very important to build the vocabulary. This is what I will tell you to do. Look at all of those words that I gave you today and try to practice changing them to the third person singular, okay? So how would you do that? So let's see. I'm going to open up that slide. You're not going to see it, but I am. But I'm going to give you a quick practice. I'm going to model for you a quick practice that you can do in order to really learn these words, okay? So if you go to the list of words that I gave you today, you could do at home. What you can do is we practice, he practices. They need, she needs. I want, you want, he wants. She cries. You can do that. You can take all of the words, get every single word, and try to say it both ways, with either I, you, they, or we, and with the third person singular. So you can pronounce it with the S and without the S. The other thing you can do is you can write it, because some of these, it's not as simple as just adding S at the end. For some of them, you have to change the ending. Maybe you take out the Y, you add IES, maybe you add ES at the end. And most of these things, because we're advanced, we know them already, but we just need to practice them. So what I would do is that list of verbs, I'm going to keep using them, especially the ones that I know most people don't, or most students might not know. So I'm going to keep using them. So what you should do is you should practice with them, try to learn them. Once I see that you know them really well, I'm going to give you more. I'm going to try to get some harder verbs out there. But first, I want to make sure that we know all of these, okay? So that's one practice you can do. Please be on the lookout for the homework. We have a class on Saturday for beginners. I know you guys are advanced, but if you want to be in that class, you're more than welcome to be there. And we're going to be trying some new things. So just stay on your emails, keep looking for stuff, because we're going to be sending some new things out that will definitely help you guys as you continue working on learning English, okay? All right, everybody, thank you very much for being with me today. I will see you guys next time, and be on the lookout for those emails that I told you about, all right? Take care, everybody.